Me and Rebecca speak often because we got a life outside of the podcast together. Have a relationship dating back longer than 6 years now, rather something around that. But we have a lot of deep, intimate conversations about life and everything that comes with it. There's no sugarcoating. We go from race to everyday life and kids, whatever the case may be, your past life, before marriage, just to get an insight of what it is for a man and what it is for a woman that makes you whole, the mistakes you made, and ending up to the person that you are today. So, with that being said, we'll get into it. And thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you watch us much more. What are you willing to struggle for?
What am I willing to struggle for? I guess the biggest thing is my family. I'm happy to struggle for my family if I have to. I think just the things that I want out of life. I think I've always wanted a big house. You know what I mean? I'm not so much into cars. I don't mind having a nice car. I want to be able to travel. I don't want to worry about money. I think it's my biggest thing. I think I would like to get to a point in my life where if I'm out and I see something I want, I just buy it and that's it. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm not really struggling so much anymore. I struggle with things, I guess, but
Well, let me rephrase it then.
okay.
So if I said to you, what will be the perfect life? Or what will be the perfect life, and how do you define happiness? So
Okay.
what would be the perfect life for you?
Perfect life for me.
Yeah.
Living in a big house. I think being able to travel is a big thing. It costs a lot of money. I want to be happily married to my husband.
Right.
I think I'd like to get to a point where I'm more happy in my career. I think I'm not quite there yet. You know, people say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Right.
I think that'd be good for me to find something that I want to do, but that also affords me the life that I
Hold
want.
on though. You're a nurse.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a
that's
registered
true.
nurse.
I am a
Yeah,
registered
I mean,
nurse.
I know what you do. I see you in action. So you say, so you want to be happy in your career. You're not happy being a nurse?
I like being a nurse. I don't love it.
Why not?
It's not my dream job.
Then you go to school and do all that studying and
did.
shit and pass this test, and
I did. Yeah,
now
I
you
did.
don't love it?
I don't love it. I like it. It's okay. It affords me my life currently.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it's something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Oh, so when did you come up with that?
Actually, I think I started talking to my husband about it recently, maybe a month ago,
Okay.
about going back to school, maybe trying a different avenue. Just as a fallback. Like I said, my job now, it affords me the life I have. So
What made you not like it now?
probably where I work. I do have
Okay.
issues with just. I mean, I guess probably issues you would have everywhere with certain people that you work with.
Okay. So if you have issues everywhere and you say you like it, you don't love it, you obviously you're gonna have these issues somewhere else.
Right.
So how do you know that you'll love that thing?
I don't, and that's the thing. I thought I would love nursing. I do like it. I really do. But I think it would. I think I need to find something that I'm passionate about that I can maybe work for myself too.
Okay.
Because I think not having to work under somebody, have someone constantly evaluate and critique and just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Look for any little mistake. That would be nice.
Okay. So when I ask you what's happiness and you explain all these things, right?
Mhm.
What would the perfect life be?
Mhm.
But in that perfect life, we all want a perfect life,
Right.
but we also know that shit happens. So my thing is, what are you willing to suffer and go to that pain for in order to achieve that happiness? You see what I'm saying? So for instance, I love to work out. I like to go to the gym.
Mhm.
You know, I value health, so I eat clean,
Mhm.
right? I eat right, but it's painful when I go to the gym and I gotta get that fucking weight off of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's painful when I go home when I don't stretch, and then the next day I'm fucking sore because then I'm working also and I'm moving around and I'm doing things. Like that's the pain that I'm willing to go through in order to achieve a nice physique. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's painful sometimes when I do different challenges and I'll fast and I really want to have a fucking piece of cake. That's painful to me. You feel me? So I'm saying, like, what is that pain that you're willing to endure in order to achieve that happiness? So, like,
I think just my time, my me time. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're only here for so long. We only get to experience so many things. So I think giving up time to raise kids, giving up time to go to school and maybe, pursue a different career. I think that would be a big sacrifice. I do like my downtime. I like my me time. I like my time with my kids.
right.
So going back to school, I would definitely be sacrificing a lot of my personal time,
Okay.
time with my kids, stuff like that.
Right. So that's a good one. So it sounds like you value your family, right? Would
Absolutely.
that be safe to say?
Absolutely.
What do you spend most of your time doing?
With my kids? Or
No, just in general. What do you
Oh.
spend most of your time doing?
I mostly spend time with my kids. Obviously, every day I keep house. Today, I did laundry, played with my son. My son's still at the age where he likes to play, so hang out, watch movies. Last night we watched a couple movies together.
Yeah, so you're a homebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I asked that question because most of the times people will say, I value family. But when you at home and you with your family, most of the time you on the fucking phone.
I do that more than I probably should, but
Okay, so.
I am on my phone
Okay,
probably more than I
alright.
should
So
be.
now we get into it then. Okay. Alright, that's a good one. But you identified that you're on your phone more than you should be. Why is that when you value your family so much?
I think that is my only me time. So from the minute I wake up, my kids are usually up. So I have to, even though my kids are there, it's kind of a moment to myself. Even though, obviously my son's with me, my son's next to me, it's still, hey, just for a few minutes, I'm just gonna, jump on Instagram and just look at things, stuff like that. Just kind of moments throughout the day where it's just something that I do for myself, even in the midst of spending time with my family, being with my family, stuff like that. So
Okay, alright. So you feel you killing two
two
birds
birds,
with
one
one
stone.
stone.
Yep.
I dig it. I feel you. What is the thing with Instagram and social media? I got my take on it, but I want to hear yours.
I think I like to see other people that have things that I want. Honestly, I think it's kind of like living through somebody else's experiences. Things I like to do a lot. I like to look at other people's houses. What do you got in your house? Do I like that? You know what I mean? Do I like the way you set this up? Maybe I want to do that in my house type of thing. I also follow a lot of weight loss people, which is funny because I don't go to the gym. I do try to eat right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take care of myself that way, but I follow a lot of people that go to the gym for someone who does not go to the gym ever. So
Why not just get off the Instagram and go then?
I always got an excuse. Always got an excuse to not go to the gym. My husband brought me a tread climber. I wanted it so bad. Probably used it for 2 months, and now it's just sitting in my garage. I'm just, yeah. It's just excuses.
Where do the excuses come from? Like, what are these things that make you say, "Fuck it, let me make an excuse"? I can't go to the gym. I gotta make sure the kids good. Although Chris is at home and he ain't doing shit, and he like, "Babe, I got him. Like, go ahead, get some rest." And you like, "God damn, I ain't even tired. I should go to the gym, but fuck that." What? Why? Where does this lack of motivation that comes on you when you say, "Let me make a fucking excuse"?
I think I'm not unhappy enough with my body to push myself to go.
Okay.
Honestly, I want to be toned, but I'm alright with the way I look right now.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just don't. I'm not so unhappy with the way that I look that it's motivating me to make myself look better.
Got you.
That's
So
exactly
you like,
what it is.
I'm good. I ain't obese, so I ain't going yet. Fuck
Yep.
that.
No, pretty much.
I dig it. I got you. So, How long does it take you to become vulnerable with somebody that you're close to, or you figure you're my friend? When is the time to say I can open up to you about some shit that I'm not gonna tell nobody else? You know what I mean? Like that thing that you know, that fucking secret, like, oh my gosh, girl, I've been pregnant 10 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when do you tell somebody something that personal and like open up? How long does it take?
Well, I think just my personality, I get attached to people very quickly. I always have. So honestly, probably not that long.
Oh, wow. So you're okay.
Probably not that long. Obviously, if the vibe's right, I don't get attached to everyone, but certain people, certain friends, I think probably, you know, I did get very attached and very vulnerable very quickly. Some people, I think it is different, you know, person to person.
Right.
But relationship-wise, I've only ever had one very serious relationship, and now we're married. So that happened pretty quickly too, honestly. I think I was just at the time I was just in the mind frame of I'm ready to be in a serious relationship. I'm ready to fully commit, you know, emotionally in pretty much every way.
Right.
So I think your mindset kind of has a lot to do with it.
Where does that come from? The way that you gravitate to people so closely, like where did that start? Where does that come from? Because everything kind of comes from somewhere. Like,
yeah.
How did you get to that point?
I'm not sure. I have a sister. Obviously, you know, being close with her. I've just honestly, I've always just been that way as long as I can remember. I've always been that way.
Yeah. How was it? I mean, because most time we'll say we're some way, but obviously we got that shit from somewhere.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, so, you say, I play sports.
Mm-hmm.
But I play sports because I watched my uncle, I watched my cousins play sports, so I was like, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to be better than that, so that's why I do what I do. You know what I mean? I didn't have a relationship or seen healthy relationships, so I never had one until I was like, you know, went through a lot of difficult times.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, this is what I want in a woman, this is what I don't want. And, you know, then I was like, you know what? Having a great relationship, I got to undo all the shit that I've learned. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that came from like my childhood. So like, and the people that I saw. So it's like, how?
I guess probably my mom. My mom's a very loving. She's a very giving. She's a very emotional person. So I think I would probably say I get a majority of that from her.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she was probably who I'm most like in those aspects.
Okay. All right. So, say like you value your family. How do you show them that you value them?
Oh, well, I get up and go to work even when I don't want to, so I can help pay the bills. I guess just I take care of the house. You know, make sure I do the laundry, make sure the house looks nice. I'm a buyer. I buy people things because I'm not a big gesture person.
Okay.
You know, my husband, he's a very big gesture person. Oh, I planned a weekend away for this. You know, I bought tickets for this. I'm not a big gesture person, so I'm just a buy you things. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you want that? Yeah, I'll buy that for you.
Right. Buy your love type thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Especially with my daughter because she's the easiest because she always wants something. So it's just an easy way to say, hey, even though you drive me crazy, I love you. Fine. You know, you can buy that shirt that you wanted. You can buy, you know, give her Roblox, all the Roblox.
Right. Okay. That's cool. So that's crazy because I know me. I don't want to buy shit. Meaning, just because I feel like you should love me and see the actions and the effort that I put forth versus me buying you something. And it's crazy how people, the way we think or operate. You feel me? Because we may say, hey, I ain't buying you nothing because you don't appreciate the shit. You're just gonna fuck it up anyway, or not follow directions, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? Now, you buy people things all the time. Is that ever an issue? Or is it just like, fuck it? So, because it's like people have love languages.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
So it works out nicely. My husband's love language is definitely gifts. My husband loves gifts. So it works out nicely that I'm happy to buy things and he's happy to receive things.
Right.
My son is a more affection. He needs hugs. He needs kisses. He's big in rub my back, rub my head. So him, I definitely give more physical, as much more than buying stuff because he is a kid and he doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He literally
he's 4.
he plays.
Yeah.
So he'll play with the box and be perfectly happy. So him, it's more of the always hugging, always holding, rubbing his back, stuff like that. My daughter's older; she's 11. So buying stuff works for her right now. At some point, she might need something else, but for now, that
she's
works.
A little girl, she don't like that shit. Yeah, that girl, they like that shit. Yeah, keep buying. Yeah, don't never stop that. How is that though? Having an 11-year-old and them coming into their home and thinking their shit don't stink.
It is the hardest thing I have ever done to raise an 11-year-old girl. Let me tell you. When they say a lot of people parenting doesn't come with a manual, it sure doesn't. And my son, super easy. She every day is throwing something else at me that I'm just not prepared for. I'll give you an example. The other day, my husband went through her phone, and damn if she doesn't have a picture in there of her in a little sports bra, with her ass up on the bathroom counter trying to look all like she's 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready for that at all. So I don't know. People say kids are growing up faster these days, and that it definitely. I sure as shit wasn't doing that at 11. I can tell you that right now.
You ain't had a phone at 11, did you?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
It's a whole new ballgame now raising kids today. Yeah. So.
How was that conversation? Did you have it yet? Or are you still processing?
No. The conversation when you're 11 years old, if I ever see this in your fucking phone again, I'm going to take it, and then you won't have a phone. Okay. So that's how
yeah, straight to the point. Fuck
yep,
that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
So you have to be the point with her. She doesn't pick up hints, and
gotcha.
Yep, it's to the point, or she's not getting it.
Okay,
so.
she going all in. Fuck that. They seen it. It's all good. Ain't nobody say nothing. We gonna do more.
Yep.
So what she do with the picture? Is she on TikTok or some shit? Is she?
What is it? Snapchat. But she has a private. Mom, I just posted it to my private account. Well, what the fuck do you need it for?
Right. Yeah.
For your private account. You know what I mean? So It's like it's only I can see it. What do you need it for? Why are you looking at pictures of you in a sports bra sitting on the damn bathroom counter?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. It's hard. Girls are hard. My son's only 4, so maybe he'll get harder, but I don't see that particular scenario being an issue with him.
Right. Okay. So with your son, let's say he got his shirt off. Are you saying, why the fuck is your shirt off and you taking a picture of yourself, or is it okay?
I'm not that person. I do think it's okay. I think men's and women's bodies are different. I'm not a big, what's good for a man is good for a woman. I don't agree. I think men and women are different for a reason. And
but that's still nudity. I mean, and your daughter could feel like, damn, he get to take his shirt off, and I can't show a little skin.
I mean, I don't. You think a man's chest is the same as a woman's chest?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell everybody right now, I got a nice chest, right? And I mean, I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna sit there and just post my body, have my chest, which I have. All right. So if y'all ever seen it, or you do end up seeing it, saying you lying motherfucker, I did it, right? But I was like at the beach. I was out. It was the gym, but like. I'm not that guy because I feel like I don't want to be a show off or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like I ain't trying to show off. I ain't trying to brag. You know what I mean? I work out for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's more of a mental thing and all that. Hard day at work, whatever the case may be. That just became something that I love to do because it's a stress reliever. It keep me looking good as I age. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, it's still the same because shit, a chick gonna look like, God damn, that body look good. You know what I mean? I just want to touch it or something like that. And that's the same. You know what I mean? When we as men see a female and we like it, damn, thoughts run through your head. You know what I mean? You say, damn, that's sexy. I would do this, I would do that. You know what I mean? And I think women do the same thing with men. So it ain't no difference.
You think to the same extent?
It's the same.
At 11, you think an 11-year-old girl's looking at an 11-year-old boy's body going, Damn.
Let me see when I was
That's
11.
a nice body. Yeah.
Nah,
Exactly.
Nah, because you know they going off
Exactly.
of style. Then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How do you manage with the kids? I know your daughter's 11, your son is 4, but do they ever feel like jealous of one another or something? Or
Oh, absolutely.
how do you manage that then?
It's difficult. It's difficult just because I think with my daughter, obviously my son's younger, so I baby him.
Right.
She sees that I baby him, and she thinks babying means that I love him more, and it's just not. It's just you can't raise a 4-year-old the same way you raise an 11-year-old. You know what I mean? They're making different mistakes. They're, you know what I mean? They're just on different maturity levels, stuff like that. So like my daughter, I expect her to be a little more aware than my 4-year-old. So my 4-year-old knocks something over, I'm like, hey, pay attention. My 11-year-old knocks something over, I'm like, hey, pay attention. I've told you this so many times, you know what I mean? And I feel like I am harder on her, but I feel like I should be harder on her. I feel like she should be at a level where she's not making the same mistakes every day. Her bathroom light, leaves her bathroom light every fucking day, 50 times a day. I gotta tell this girl to turn her damn light off.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know, my 4-year-old, he can't even reach the light switches, so that's
Right.
that's
Yeah.
not an issue that we have
Right.
right now. But I mean, I feel like she probably feels like I'm harder on her, and it means that I don't love her as much. But it's just not what it is. I just have higher expectations of her because she is 11, he's 4. Expectations are just different, and that's why I tried to tell her, hey, when you were 4, I didn't have these expectations out of you either. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I treat him the same at 4 that I treated you at 4, but you're not 4 anymore.
Right.
So your expectations they're different. And when he's 11, I'll have those same expectations out of him. So I think she does struggle with that. I think sometimes I struggle with that. At the end of the day, a lot of times I'll even tell my husband, hey, I feel like I was maybe a little too hard on her today. But it's just because I want her to grow up, and I want her to be the best that she can be. And you know what I mean? I want her to try. I want her, you know, to just not make little mistakes all day, every day, because it just makes her life harder.
Are you having those conversations with her? No.
I am. Probably not. Maybe not as often as I should.
Why
Probably
not?
should sit her down. I think conversations with her. She has an attitude. So they go from me trying to be, you know, parental and just informing her, hey, this is why I do what I do, to just an argument very, very quickly, because just the attitude that she has, it's very frustrating.
Where should you get that from?
It's very frustrating dealing with an 11-year-old with an attitude. And even just, I mean, the way she'll say even just like everyday stuff, like, hey, Katie, you know what I mean, did you do this? Yes, I did it. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean? Just an everyday conversation goes from 0 to 100 very, very quickly with her. So sometimes it's hard to just sit down and have a you know, a one-on-one without it turning into something that it wasn't meant to be when I started it. So
Damn.
yeah.
I wish I would. Wait. Ooh-wee. But so where did she get this attitude from?
Probably me. Everyone says me. I don't feel like I have an attitude. Maybe I have more of an attitude than I realize. But
okay. So
other than that, I wouldn't know where she gets it from. So
okay. What do you say about your attitude?
about my attitude,
Yeah.
I think I'm a pretty level-headed person. I think sometimes I do speak before I've really thought about, you know, what I was trying to say. But I'm also, I think, very quick to say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to come off the way. This is what I was trying to say, you know what I mean, and try to reword it so that it doesn't come off quite so aggressively or, you know, just like I'm trying to pick a fight or whatever. So I think I'm a pretty level-headed person.
That's interesting. Well, who are you then, Becky? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah. Like, who are you? I mean, because I hear you talk, and I know you're all for the family. You value them. You know, you spending time. You on the phone. But who are you? What makes you you? Like the things you do. You think you're level-headed, but everybody thinks you got a hot head. You know, your daughter's got a lot of mouth. People say she get that shit from you. But who are you? What makes Becky Becky? You know what I mean? What makes Rebecca Smith Rebecca Smith? You know what I'm saying?
I guess my experiences, make us all who we are. You know what I mean?
Good.
That's my experiences.
what experiences? What did you go through to make you who you are today, or to have that mouth, or make the necessary changes to where you think you're level headed, but these people haven't realized it yet because they don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, who are you?
I mean, in my teens, I was pretty wild. I was my mother's bad daughter. You know, I did the shoplifting, I did the skipping school, I did all that stuff. I got pregnant at a very young age. Well, 19, so pretty young. So I think, but I can honestly say getting pregnant was the best thing that has ever happened to me. Not only because it gave my daughter, but I think I really got my shit together after that. I got my life together after that. Obviously, I went to school. I got my nursing degree. You know, before that, I was drinking a lot.
Partying, drink like that.
I did. I don't anymore, but I did. No, I think I don't drink anymore because I think I'm not good at. I just go too far with it. I think usually I'm not good at just having a couple drinks until I'm in a good mood, or you know what I mean. I tend to just keep going until something bad happens, or you know what I mean, or until I get mean, or I know you've never seen that side of me. It's funny, but yeah, sometimes. So it's kind of like I'm drinking and I'm at a good, you know, happy drunk. I have one more drink and I'm sad. Anything will make me cry, and then I have one more drink and then I'm just mad. And
oh shit.
Yeah. So
okay.
It hasn't happened in a really long time, but every now and then I can go out. Obviously, my birthday, I went out, I drank, I had a great time.
Yeah.
You know, nothing bad happened that night.
So hold on, because I want to hear this shit.
It can happen a lot, but
So you get drunk and bad things happen. Shit get bad.
Sometimes, yeah.
What the fuck was you doing?
Oh gosh, let's see. When I haven't drank that bad in so long. I think the last time that I really got really bad was a couple of years ago for a friend of mine from nursing school for his birthday. We went to Philly. Went to a gay club in Philly. He's a gay guy.
Okay.
We went to a gay club in Philly, and I got absolutely hammered. First I fell and I busted my nose on the corner of a table.
Oh yeah, you got drunk.
Yeah, right here, busted my nose. I had to switch shoes with another girl who was there. I wore heels. That was a bad idea. So she gave me her shoes. They were flats. And then we're walking out of the bar, and I don't recall any of this, by the way. I just woke up with my nose fucked up the next day. But I guess I started screaming at my husband about, I don't know, something he'd done or whatever. And then I decided to... he was trying to get me to the car, and I'm trying to pull away from him, and I think that was the last like bad. And then after that, I was like, I should probably slow down my drinking a little bit.
Okay.
But I went really hard, really fast that night. We were doing shots at his apartment before we went to the bar, and yeah, I think they all just kind of hit me at once. So
and that's how it go when you turn up like that. That's how it go. That's how it go. Yeah, I had some escapades as a youngster.
I mean, it might be a maturity thing too, because like I said, that was a few years ago, and I've drank obviously since then. You know, go out with girlfriends for their birthdays and stuff like that, and I've gotten drunk and haven't gone that far with it. So,
what? How do you know it's time to change? You know what I mean? Like, you know what? This is enough.
I think the drinking thing was a perfect example. Like after that night, I was like, hey, like maybe I just shouldn't. I think when it's starting to affect my relationships is when I know, like, hey, I should probably do something different. Yeah, so the not drinking thing was one of those things that I was like, I don't really like what this is doing to my relationship, so I think that I'm just going to kind of pull back and try to have a good time without drinking so much for a while. And it's worked out good.
Okay. So, good. All right. At least you can identify with some shit. Most people don't. I don't know why. But so let's say when you were doing it, right? Although you're young, it's not really an excuse, right?
Right.
I think that's an excuse for some of us. When you doing the fucked up shit and you know it's wrong, but you keep doing it, why is that? Like, you know, like you was getting fucked up, and you know you was always spazzing and shit got bad, but you knew, like, oh shit, we going out next week, I'm gonna get fucked up and I'll fuck around and do some wild shit. You know what I mean? Like, you knew it, but you did it anyway. Why?
Because it's fun, because it's a good time. And that's when, you know what I mean? That's when it's always fun at the time. It's always a good time at the time. And then it's the next day when you realize, you know, the consequences of it, that you don't really decide that it's a problem until, you know, the aftermath is hit and you have to look back and be like, oh man, I said a lot of shit I probably shouldn't have said. You know what I mean?
They say a drunk mind speaks a sober mouth, though.
I've heard that.
So do you regret that? Because I don't.
I don't. Honestly, I get so drunk I don't even remember what it is that I said, so I can't say whether or not I even regret it. But
I mean, because I'm saying that like because sometimes you don't remember and sometimes you do.
Right.
So I had to go back to people like, man, listen, I said that and this is why I said it. You feel me? Like, I was fucked up, but I felt like he or she was wrong, and that bitch tried to play me, and I already fucked her, you know what I mean? Or it's like, yo, man, that's your man, but he can't be talking to me like that. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Well,
you
I
know
think that's
saying?
another thing, though. I think the big thing that I've realized with having difficult conversations is sometimes it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. And anything that you have to say to someone, like, even no matter how deep you feel it, there's a way to say it that isn't an aggressive, you know what I mean? Like,
when did you master that then? How long did it take you to get that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I still do it at times, but I try to put thought into how I'm saying what I say. It's something that probably a few years ago, you know, just I think it just yields a better result when you come at a conversation. You have to say something hard, like, hey, I really don't appreciate when you do this, instead of being like, well, it's really fucked up when you do this and it really pisses me off. You know what I mean? You're saying the same thing, but when you say it differently, the result is different. Now it's not a fight, it's a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to be mindful of that. I'm not perfect, I don't always do it. But that's one thing that I've personally tried to work on.
Good. So who's your accountability partner?
I guess my husband.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's the person I tell everything to. He's the person that
What don't you tell him? You say you tell him everything, but what don't you tell your husband? I'm quite sure there's things that you don't.
Not anything I can think of. What wouldn't I tell my husband? I'm really not like playing you here. I really feel like I tell him everything.
Okay. I mean, hey, you ain't gotta convince me. I mean, hey, you know, people, this is just for you to think. You know what I mean? What is it that you do not tell your husband? You know, and why? You know, what is it? You know, let's talk about it. You know, with Kenny Harris. You know, just come on and let me know. You know, but I just feel like as people, we sometimes keep things to ourselves. And
like
why?
Like what?
Just things, you know? Maybe because we feel like we aren't good enough. Or I don't want to have you view me in a different light because I want you to view me the same as who I am.
Right.
Right? That's like, hey, why do people lie? Right? Like, hey, like, oh, why do you think people lie? I know why they fucking lie. You know what I mean? I lied before. Have you ever lied?
Of course I have.
Why?
Because I didn't want to deal with the consequences of telling the truth.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why I lied.
Okay.
I didn't want you to think any less of me, and I wanted you to view me as the person you viewed me as. So if you viewed me as the king, the one, you're everything, I always want you to view me that way. Right? So I'm gonna lie to you so that you don't see that. You see what I'm saying? But hey, I also told the truth, and got a lot further in life. You know what I mean? And they actually viewed me even more when I thought I was a piece of shit. And it was like, oh, damn, that's it? Or, hey, at least you told me or you let me know from the gate. So I respect you for that. You know what I mean? And then it kind of turns into like, you are a king. You are my everything. You know what I mean? Because this nigga gonna lie to me or this motherfucker and you gonna keep it real with me. You know what I mean?
I think honesty is like one of the most important aspects in any of my relationships that I value the absolute most. I think honesty is very important.
You think
whether it be friendships, relationships. I don't like lies. I think lies.
I don't think anybody like them, but
I mean, some people tell lies to, like you said, self-preservation, or and some people genuinely convince themselves, hey, by lying, like I'm doing you a favor by not making you deal with the truth. You know what I mean? But I don't see it that way at all.
okay, cool. You know what I mean? But shit. And then see, people don't realize, and I don't make it about other people. You see what I'm saying? But hey, if I did something that you don't like, what did you do in order for me to do that? You know what I mean? So you piss me off and I don't talk to you for a couple days, you pissed me off.
You do that too.
You know what I'm saying? You pissed me off. Like, hey, did you forget what you did? Because every action has a reaction. You see what I'm saying? So, but I ain't lying about nothing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna like it. And people don't want to hear that, especially when they know somebody's gonna give it to them raw. And I give it to everybody raw. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing about me. I'm consistent. So people know that. So people won't ask me shit because they like, oh, that motherfucker's gonna be too real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be cussing and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's really similar to that. Like, I'm like, hey, like, when she finds out some new dirt, I'm like, you're closer to that person. You should have not just found out, like, that level of stuff. And she's like, now, like, she's not going to want to hear it from me to let her know that she's fucking up.
Yeah.
So people just...
You have different friendships. Some friends you can tell them how it is, and other ones you got a baby. You don't baby any of your friends?
No, fuck no.
I guess maybe that's different. Maybe you think that's a male-female difference?
Nope, it's not. It's people. That's a people thing.
But you guys are very similar in that respect.
That's a people thing. Yeah, because
I mean,
I gotta be real with you, because it's a thing where it's me.
mm-hmm.
I gotta separate myself from all them other motherfuckers.
Have you lost friends being that way then?
Honest and real, or just put shit out there.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm gonna give you an example,
Yeah.
but not give you people, because you know these people. But well, actually I will. Morgan is a friend of mine. I can be super real with Morgan, because Morgan's gonna take it with a grain of salt. She's gonna brush it off. She's gonna keep it moving. I have other friends that I kept it real, and now they just don't tell me shit because they know I'm gonna keep it real. So, do I want to know these things about this person and baby them through it? Or do I just keeping it real and then have them feel like they can't tell me shit because I'm gonna hurt their feelings?
I mean, first of all, I don't think it's cool to compromise your integrity. You feel me?
Yeah.
So why should I change who I am to make you feel good? You see what I'm saying? Then I'm fake and I'm phony.
But don't you feel like you only ever have one type of friend? You know what I mean?
What you mean by that? One type of friend?
I mean, like certain people want to be babied, and certain people can keep it real. And if you only hang around with people that can take it when you're super real, then you only have one type of friend.
Nah, I don't know. I don't have one type of friend because I understand that everybody is different and unique
Mm-hmm.
in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is just people are who they are because of their experiences, right? So everybody is brought up a different way, where they live by different morals and codes and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like I gotta do my part, hands down. You know what I mean? Because once I don't, then I'm trying to be something that I'm not. You feel me? And I'm not that motherfucker to baby you. You know what I mean? And most of my friends are older than me. They got me beat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By years. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like most of my friends got me beat by 10 years. That's hands down. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of experience.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I got friends old enough to be my dad. But we like friends. You feel what I'm saying?
Do you think that men take that easier though? That
Men are different.
I'm just gonna tell you how it is.
Regard.
Do you think that's the difference? Because I do have friends that
No,
I gotta baby them.
Everybody is different. Even men can't take it. You feel me? Now, and I got, a few friends my age and a little younger. You feel me? But the most friends that I probably confide in are the older ones, right? You know what I mean? But it's with me, you won't hear it. You know what I'm saying? And they appreciate it, and I think they respect it because we still friends, and they still talk to me, and they'll say in the past I'm aggressive,
everybody says I'm aggressive or like I just you know what I'm saying? So it come out hard or the shit that I do or they think I'm upset and I'm not. I'm like, motherfucker, that's what it is. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying? But as I've grown and matured and taken a great look at myself, it's like that's my friend. I shouldn't talk to him like that because sometimes we take that shit for granted.
Yeah.
Like you my man, and I can cuss you the fuck out for no reason, or you say something without all of the facts and they wasn't even finished. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? And when your friend can then come to you and say, yo man, boy, you said this, and what the fuck was that? I'm like, damn, man, I ain't mean that, man. You my man. I wouldn't disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect my friends. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So and you never want to hurt your friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm a person that I really appreciate some shit because my friends have done more for me than the people that you should do. You know what I mean? Family. You know what I mean? So I look at friends differently because of the matrix of it. Like, you know what I mean? Of how I consider somebody a friend. You know what I mean? So it's just a difference. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I've had friends that I've been real with and we ain't friends no more. You know what I'm saying? And you know, where they felt like they had to step away and I feel like I had to step away. And not because they were real, you know what I'm saying? Because they're real fucking full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can't be real with me on this hand and then on this hand you feed me some bullshit.
There's a challenge with being direct. You know, I mean, like some people want to be people pleasers.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like a thing. Like, you know, at work I got a guy who's ultra direct. No matter what it is, who he's talking to, what level, if it's me, the high up, and I'm like Mike, we gotta work on your salesmanship, bro. That's like, you know, you're super hard and aggressive, and while you're factual and you're right, you're not gonna get to the next level if you can't talk to people, especially at these higher levels, without keeping it super ultra real. You know, like I always tell him, and I know he hates it when I say, I'm like, you're not wrong, but the way you're saying it comes off really not great. You know, so
is it okay? So it's not him being direct; it's how he says it.
It's the lack of salesmanship. It's what I put it in his eval.
Right.
It's his lack of his ability to communicate it without, like you said, you're very direct.
Yeah, I am.
But you don't have to be. Sometimes you can be aggressive. If you have a close friend who's like, yo man, I got something I gotta figure out. I'm gonna call Kenny because Kenny's gonna keep super real. Like no fuzziness, no softness.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep it 1,000% real. Some people are like, I need to call Jimmy because I don't need to be told. I don't need the realness. I just need someone to be like, because some people want to be agreed with. Some people need like, oh, it's okay, that's fine. Do a bunch of coke.
That's what
Go
I meant.
crazy.
That's what I meant.
But see, that's
it's fine. Do it all. And you're like, don't do coke. You
But
know, like,
but see, this is the thing. That's that because you only call on who the fuck want to agree with you.
a lot of times.
You
Absolutely.
see what I'm saying? That's what you do.
I think
so
that's-
you don't need no fucking advice. You feel me? You like, yo, man.
But you're not growing as a person.
Right.
Someone just always
You see
agreeing
what I'm
with
saying?
you.
As you get older, you start.
Yeah, you
sounding
call
like-
Some
on
people
that
don't wanna
person
grow,
who with
though.
the shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I call on my accountability partner and I say, man, I'm about to step out. You feel me? I'm about to do some wrong shit that jeopardize everything. My accountability partner, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, they're not gonna say. They're gonna say, hey, okay, let's think about this. Now, why are you doing that? You know that's not the right thing to do.
So
Now,
are the people who want to not be held accountable, does that make them a bad friend? Like, how do you...
you said what? The
So,
people
like,
who don't want to be
people-
held accountable?
People don't want to be held accountable. The people that want to be babied, the people that want to...
Would I
call
call
the
them a
person
bad
that's
friend?
just going to agree with them.
I mean, that's up to you to decide if they're your friend or not. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know for sure with me, I'm telling the motherfucker, yo, all right, you right or you wrong.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't have to say it. Like now, my approach is not brah or aggressive. It's like, oh, you know you're on some bullshit.
Did it used to be aggressive?
That's damn right.
So like as we've gotten old, as you get older, you know, it's kind of like as you get older, you might when you're young, you might call the bullshit friend who's
It
going to make you
wasn't even
feel
when
good.
I was the fuck younger.
But I'm saying, like, as you get older, you're like, I need, if it's an advice situation, like, I need real advice. So I need to talk to my real friend, you know, versus, like, when you're younger, you're like, man, like, I don't really want to be accountable for what happened. So
Yeah,
someone
so you gonna call on that? You gonna call on that motherfucker who with the bullshit though?
Yeah.
When you say, "Yo, man, I got this bitch," and she, "Oh man, well go ahead. Then what you waiting for, Chris?" You gonna call him? You ain't gonna call me because you gonna say Kenny not gonna agree to this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what people do. So when you say that person who doesn't want to be held accountable, they ain't calling you when they know you gonna be accountable. So of course they still gonna be your friend because you don't know the bullshit, or you know the bullshit, but they don't want to bring it to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But then you say, you know what? I'll talk to them when they're ready for it. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna beat down friend number 3 door to say, yo man, let's get right, let's work on yourself. You know what I mean?
But shouldn't you want more for your friends?
I do, but they should want more for themselves as well. Because you can't force anybody to do anything. People are gonna do what they want. You know what I mean? So my thing is, you know, when people say shit to me or they talk to me and they say, you know, what do you want from a friend and all that, you know what I mean? I'm like, motherfucker, for you to be you. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Because you being more of who you are is gonna let me know if I should be associated with you or not. You know what I'm saying? Just be you. You know what I mean? We gonna hang around, we gonna kick the shit, you know what I mean? We gonna fall back, we gonna do what we do. You know what I'm saying? But usually at this point too though, you know, it's a vibe, it's an energy, you know what I'm saying? But then it's the dialogue too. You feel me? So, I mean, that's just how it goes. And you'll weave yourself in or out on your own. You know what I mean? But, you know, it definitely takes time. Because, you know, I ain't just gonna say, yo, just come to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Yo, a couple other my guys is coming over, you know what I'm saying? We gonna shoot the shit. We falling back, you know what I mean? And you know, we having some drinks and shit, and we having dialogue. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I like to entertain. So I'm like, yo, come on through, man. That's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, fucking have food, have some drinks, and have some music playing. You know what I'm saying? And we just talk about shit like this. But I'm not opening it up to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
As we get older, our circle gets smaller, and that's why it's like easier to stay super real with your close friends.
Yeah.
Versus like new relationships.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, man.
Well, I got close friends. I still got a baby, so.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, hey, that's what works for you, and that's what works for you. But for me, you know, my thing is just, man, I gotta be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because the friendship means that much more for me, just because of my experience or my history with that individual. You know what I'm saying? Or the game that they poured into me. Because they didn't have to. Once again, like I said, most of my friends are older than me. So they giving me a bunch of jewels and gems and diamonds that, you know, that they've experienced in life and shit, a lot of shit that didn't work and did work. And they like, yo, do this. All right, this is what you got going on, and this is how you do it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whew, damn, that shit worked. I know. I'm like, man, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know, they feel so confident and sure to give it to me. Like, I gotta take it and run with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to fuck that up because they really invested in my life. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, they want to make sure I do good. It's like they look at me like, this is my motherfucking brother. You know what I'm saying? This is my son. You feel me? That's my family. You know what I mean? When those people who've already been closest to you should have been doing that, my outside friends have done it. So I take that dear to my heart. You know what I mean? So, but I don't have to baby none of them. You know, I felt like I had probably like 2 friends that I had the baby. You know what I'm saying? And I told them about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I could see the change. You know what I'm saying? And one would say, damn, you're right, bro. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be like that. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I tell them, you know what I mean? 'Cause I got a friend, and he's out of town. Live out of town. And I call this motherfucker, I text him and all that, he won't get with me. But when shit is good, he'll blow my phone up. I'm like, yo, why don't I hear from you when shit good? Like, you think shit don't be fucked up for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, I might just want to vent to you. That's why I called you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just checking on you anyway, but motherfucker, just be an ear sometimes.
Yeah.
Or it's okay to answer your phone because you ain't special. You know what I'm saying? You think you're the only motherfucker that get hit with problems?
Right.
You feel me? We all get hit with problems. So I check him and he, you know, he accept. So he like, you know what? I'm gonna do better, bro. Like, you right, man. And you know what? Every time I see you on Instagram and all that, and you doing your thing, and you traveling, it's like, man, you always doing your thing. Or when I talk to you, you always somewhere. So I feel some way when I call you, or shit always fucked up for me. You know what I mean? Like, he kept it real with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I still experience shit. You know what I'm saying? I just still can do my thing, but I'm still fucked up. I still go through shit. You know what I mean? But, you know, I had another friend on the other end where he just like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Like, man, fuck that. Like, yo, man, you trying, who you think you are? And I'm like, what you mean? I'm your motherfucking friend, and I'm telling you to pull the fuck up. Like, I should be able to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, a motherfucker on the street just can't come. They don't know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is what we should do for each other. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so he took it that way. He ain't like it. And, I mean, you know, we wouldn't talk for a little bit. Then we'd talk again. And he just, he let that shit fly over with time.
Right.
And I just said, well, fuck it. You know, he ain't ready for this shit. So, I don't need to have that conversation with him no more. And whenever he tell me some bullshit, or when he don't, whatever he do, I just say he'll get it one day.
Right.
But he ain't ready right now. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's a tricky situation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that they're not a friend. It's just that people are not ready for the next level. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not where you're at. So, you know, we both like to read books and shit. You can't compare this chapter in this book to this chapter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This book got fucking 38 chapters. This one got 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's how I rock with it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's interesting, man, because, you know, like I said, it's matrix to how you view your friendship. You know what I mean? Or any relationship. And mine, I feel like it's just a lot fucking deeper. You know what I mean? Than probably most people. But once again, it's a lot of fucking people in the world. And I'm quite sure somebody else viewed the shit the same way I did.
You might have more tight, close friends opposed to just a lot of good friends because of how you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You're right.
Yeah, some people don't want to hear it. Like,
Man, yeah.
I always try to say, like, you have to know your audience sometimes. When you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, when Becky and I talk about, like, a friend of hers, like, I'm like, dude, did you, I was, like, in my head thinking this, I'm like, did you say that? She's like, oh, no, I didn't say that. I'm like, well, that's good, you know, like, because, like, she thought it,
Right.
but she knew her audience, and she knows that, like,
That shit was
Not ready to hear it.
it's kind of like that Dave Chappelle shit, like, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like,
Yeah.
man, like, you know, you could be working at the Whack Arnold's, you know, pumping gas and keeping it real, and, then you're lonely to a degree.
But you know what though? If it's a friend, I'm saying that shit. It may take me some time because I gotta really analyze it. You feel me? And I gotta peep them out. You know what I mean? Because I had shit happen with friends. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I'm like, damn, that's my friend. But I did some bullshit, or that person on the other end that may be close to them or affiliated with them, associated with them, and did some shit. And it's like, ooh, I don't know if you're really my man now. You feel me? So I gotta analyze it, I gotta dissect it, and then with me, I sit on it, and then I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
You gotta trust but verify. Trust somebody and make sure that.
Absolutely, yeah. But then not only that, I got this, man, it is what's gonna be. You feel me? Yo, so listen, you know that thing that happened, right? I wasn't feeling that, and this is where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, you know, that's your man. You know what I mean? Or she cool with such and such. But hey, man, this is how I'm carrying it. You know what I mean? And like, nah, you right. I mean, I didn't say nothing because it was this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, you sure? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna take it a step further, and I'm gonna say something to that other individual. So let me know now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, nah, I already said something, and I'm okay. You know what I mean? And me, I take that extra step and say, listen, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And it's boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? But you know, I've been alright so far. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, but I ain't, I'm not gonna miss out on the opportunity to become better, because all that shit make you better at the end of the day when you know where you stand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I think that everybody tends to respect it at the end of the day, because that person who's been associated or affiliated will try to hide behind that person because they know you're friends with them. You know what I mean? So they'll use that as a shield. And my thing is, ain't no fucking shield with me. You know what I mean? And because either you're my friend and you're with me, or you're against me. You see what I'm saying?
There's no middle ground?
I fuck no.
Friend, acquaintance, enemy?
Well, you know what, guys? This wraps up the first episode of Let's Talk About It with Kenny Harris. We got Rebecca Smith. Thank you once again for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll have more to come. So, hopefully you gained something from the podcast. This is just life, people. Personal development. We're going to ask questions. We're going to talk about real life situations. And hopefully you can improve your situation. So, hopefully you can become a better father, a better mother, a better brother, a better sister, a better relative, a better companion. You know? So, hey, thank you once again for tuning in. Let's talk about it with Kenny Harris, and that's it. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that was good, Rebecca. Just thank you very much.
Good stuff.
You know?
Good stuff.
Yeah. So.
I'm the first person to watch it.
Yeah.